Good evening and welcome to this virtual candidate forum. My name is Ravine Jimenez and I am a member of the League of Women Voters of Benton and Franklin counties. The League of Women Voters is a nonpartisan organization that does not support or oppose candidates. In presenting these candidate forums, it is our goal to provide opportunities for voters to become better informed about the people who are running for public office. Tonight's forum has been pre-recorded in conjunction with the City of Richland. After tonight, it will also be available for viewing through the League's Facebook page, the Badger Club website, YouTube, nwpv.org, as well as the City of Richland website. The races we are featuring in our primary forums are the ones where 3 or more candidates have filed to run. Tonight, we will be hearing from the candidates who are seeking positions on the Richland City Council, positions 1 and 2, and Richland School Director 1. These are all nonpartisan positions. At this time, I would like to introduce Tracy Dial, who will be our moderator this evening. As a popular KNDU news anchor, Tracy Dial is a familiar face in the Tri-Cities. Tracy is a Northwest native who received her bachelor's degree in communication arts at Lewis Clark State College in Lewiston, Idaho. She also began her career there, working on both radio and television, and even making some local commercials. Luckily for us, Tracy made her way to Washington wine country in 2012. She is the 2021 People's Choice Award winner, an honor she has won several times. And now let's welcome Tracy.
Thank you so much for joining us this evening. Let's get started. Here are the rules for tonight's forum. Each candidate will be given the opportunity to give a 1-minute opening statement. This will be followed by the questions for the candidates. All candidates in the same race will be asked the same question, and each will be given the opportunity to answer first. Then there will be the opportunity for each of you to give 1-minute closing statements. A chime will ring when the person has 15 seconds left in their answer period. You don't have to finish your thought abruptly, but please do wrap up your thoughts at that time. So let me introduce you to the candidates in this race tonight for Richland City Council Position 2. They are in the order in which they will appear on the ballot. So Marianne Boring, Mike Luzo, and Teresa Richardson. Mike Luzo, unfortunately, was unable to attend this evening, and there will also be a 4th candidate listed on the ballot, but that person has decided to withdraw. So the decision was also made after the deadline to get them off the ballot, just so you are aware. So let's turn to opening statements. Again, you have 1 minute. We'll begin with Ms. Boring.
Well, thank you for this opportunity. Since my appointment in October 2020 to fill the vacancy for an unexpired term, I've served on the Richland Planning Commission for over 14 years and served on the Richland Board of Adjustment for over 19 years, serving both as chair and vice chair several times on both commissions. I've lived in Richland for over 24 years with my husband of 31 years. I've raised my kids here, and now my grandkids are being raised here. I bring to the council more than 30 years of land use planning, project management, and project development, leasing, lease negotiation, as well as small business ownership experience. To me, leadership means shelving personal agendas, listening to everyone, and representing all in Richland, or all of Richland, I'm sorry. During my many years of service to the Richland Planning Commission and Board of Adjustment, I learned to bridge divides to ensure that everybody has a seat at the table. And that's how I will continue to lead while serving as your representative on Richland City Council.
Thank you, Ms. Boring. Ms. Richardson.
Hi, yes, I'm Teresa Richardson. We've lived here over 30 years and together raised over 3 sons who graduated from Richland High. There was a point where we all lived on different continents, but we decided to come back to Richland to call home. And that's great because it includes grandkids as well. I have served for many years on various nonprofits as board member or volunteers. Those are listed on my website. Currently, I'm on Richland's Economic Development Council. I'm recently retired 10-year CEO with Habitat for Humanity. And I have the desire, experience, and collaborative leadership style and time to assure smart growth along with quality of life. And that's why I'm running.
Thank you, Ms. Richardson. Now we'll go to the question and answer period. And Ms. Boring, you will once again begin first. Question number 1. Do you think city governments should be more responsive and accessible to new immigrants? Why or why not? And if so, how?
Yes, I do. I think that the city should be open, accessible to new immigrants. Quite simply, I believe the majority of the United States is immigrants at one time or another. I myself am a descendant of Irish, Scottish, British myself. So if they didn't let my fellow ancestors in, I wouldn't be here today. I wouldn't be able to do the things that I was able to do and am able to do and want to do in my future. So I definitely think that we should be open to allowing immigrants into this country and into the city as well.
Thank you, Ms. Boring. Ms. Richardson.
Yes, immigrants are very important into our society and culture. They add a lot of value. My work with Habitat for Humanity allowed me the opportunity to get acquainted with a lot of immigrants that have come into the country. And I was able to learn more of their story, their challenges, and realizing how the whole process works. There are many organizations that are dedicated to serving the immigrant population. I'm not sure exactly what specifically the city could do or would do other than supporting those organizations in the community as well. But definitely some wonderful stories and wonderful people that have come into our country that I've had the opportunity to work with and treasure.
Thank you, Ms. Richardson. You will go first for question number 2. The latest legislation regarding simple possession of narcotics mandates diversion rather than incarceration for the first 2 offenses. What do you believe the impact of this legislation will be?
Well, I understand that there's some debate on that being accepted, and there was some talk about changing our city ordinances to reflect that change, and that in the legislature they're still working through some of the issues that have come up with that. I do see the value of providing help for people who want help to be directed to the appropriate services, whether it be mental health or drug treatment, that kind of thing. But the question that I have, when I was listening to the city council wrestle with that issue, was at what point are we going to stop enabling the criminal and start empowering the policemen to be able to follow through with what they need to do? So that was what I observed as I was listening to the city council.
Thank you, Ms. Richardson. Ms. Boring.
Can you repeat the question again, please? I'm sorry.
Absolutely. The latest legislation regarding simple possession of narcotics mandates diversion rather than incarceration for the first 2 offenses. What do you believe the impact of this legislation will be?
I don't quite believe we have seen the full impact. I don't think we know the full impact at this point. There definitely will be some impacts on it. The city council did have to make a code change because of the decision that was handed down. The diversion program, while I do agree that people should get help if they want help, again, but they have to be willing and able to have help or get help. There also has to be treatment centers and programs for them in order to get the help that they need. And those have not been put in place. So I think it was actually a little bit premature of our state to pass some laws and legislation like this. So we're having to deal with that right now. There's no silver bullet for it, but it's definitely something that we're all going to have to deal with. I think it's also put our police in a bad position, which I'm sure they don't appreciate. And that is something else that we're going to have to deal with and work with them on as well.
Thank you, Ms. Boring. Now it's time for closing statements. Again, the 2 of you will each have 1 minute. Ms. Boring, you're up first.
Oh, I do come to you with no self-serving agenda. So these factors, coupled with my years of dedication and experience and knowledge and background with the Planning Commission and the Board of Adjustment, all of which I feel I have a leg up against the other candidates. I'm devoted to making our city a better place to live and work, and I would be honored to earn your vote. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Boring. Ms. Richardson.
Well, there's no doubt that Marianne can do the job. I'm just running because I feel like I can do it better. Marianne's experience has been within the city and mine has been with the community. If I have a secret power, it's to listen and to work collaboratively to solve problems. I have a history of doing that. I am appealing to the voters to let me represent your concerns, let me represent common sense, and let me continue to sit at the table and serve our community. Thank you for your consideration.
Thank you guys for your participation this evening. Again, this is Richland City Council Position 2 candidates. They are Teresa Richardson, Marianne Boring, and Mike Luzo, who again, unfortunately was unable to attend.